What's up, everybody? I got Joel Thorney here, President and CEO of Boss Supplements and XArch Gaming. How's it going, bud?
Not too bad, man. Thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm excited to be here as one of your kind of first guests. So, thank you for having me.
Thanks for agreeing to do it, man. It's awesome. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So why don't you just start it, I guess, and let everybody know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So I live in Barrie with Andrew. I run Boss Supplements, and we just started a company called XArch Gaming, kind of as a passion project with some guys. So we'll probably get more into those in the companies and stuff later into the podcast. But that's what I'm all about. Other than that, I don't know. What am I? Who am I?
Well, you're obviously pretty successful in your Boss Supplements thing, right? You've
trying to be.
That's gone places. Yeah, you're trying to be anyway. It's doing good. I mean, I represent your stuff.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, we got this right here.
Yeah, look, buddy, here I even got this, man. The XArch Gaming right there, right?
Hell yeah, I appreciate that massively.
Good quality stuff, and yeah, man, I'm stoked to wear it all the time for sure. But
I'm stoked that you wear it all the time.
Yeah, buddy. So normally this is a show. Obviously, I wanted to start, talking to clients, artists, and all this other stuff about, tattoos and tattoo industry and stuff like that. This episode is obviously going to touch down onto that, but it's obviously going to be a little bit different too, right? And,
yeah, a little more widespread. I got you.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be some people here, especially local people, that are going to be, kind of stoked to check it out or whatever, or give it a listen on Spotify.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's why even on when you asked me to say a little bit about myself, I was going to leave that a little bit more to be derived from the podcast, because I'm sure we'll get into a lot of stuff that I talk about some things about myself, about the companies as well. So keep the intro short, and we'll get into all that stuff too.
Yeah, this is like when I think about intros and stuff, and when I started getting into this, it was like, I was always like thinking, how am I gonna, make this intro? Am I gonna make it a big thing, or like do something, crazy spectacular? And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna, hey man, how's it going? This is who I got. What's up? And just fucking get it. Right? Like,
no, I get that 100%. And even when you ask me, when you're like, tell everyone a little about yourself, I'm like, shit, I don't even know what to say. I'm kind of a representation of the businesses I've built. So when we start talking about those, I'll be able to kind of explain a little bit more about who I am and what I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously I know you, I've known you for a few years now, and I don't know everything about you, but what I do know of you, you're kind of an asshole, you dick. No, I'm just kidding.
I am kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah. So anyway,
only secretly, only with the people that we're close with, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Right. So obviously, you mentioned about the XR gaming thing. We'll get into that, I guess, right now. So obviously you're a big gamer.
I am a big gamer. It's been a passion of mine since I grew up. I remember my first PC, man, like the first PC. I think we paid like $5,000+ for like an old school black IBM with dial-up modem, and it had like, I don't know, 32 megabytes of RAM and shit. Yeah. I was running Windows 3.1, and it was just, I loved it. I remember like my first touch.
The old Commodore 64s, bud. You remember those?
Oh yeah, man. But I was more of you're a couple years older than me though, buddy.
Shut up, kid.
I was always an NES kid, right? Super Mario and all that kind of stuff. But regardless, gaming's been a big part of my life. Console gaming when I was a kid, but then when Diablo 1 came out, that's when PC ruined my life, and that's when gaming ruined my life. I've been hard since that. With running business and stuff, I know you understand this too. We don't have as much time for it, but it's a passion and a hobby that when we can put in some hours with the boys, it's fun, man. It's relaxing. I know a lot of people don't get it or really understand it, but it's just, I don't know. It's been part of my life forever.
I get it. Like I have, my Twitch channel. You've got your Twitch channel.
Yep.
YouTube channel. I mean, I try and make gaming content a lot, right? And there's going to be some people, like you just said, that don't give a shit about it. They kind of turn the one cheek You know, they don't really
or
care.
they don't
Totally
get
fine.
it at all. Like, oh, it's stupid. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
my rebuttal for that is legitimately, what isn't a waste of time? Like, what are you not going to look at and think is a waste of time to do it as a hobby, right? Like,
yeah,
it's
but
a
you know,
hobby. It's
like
something
you
you're
just
passionate
said,
about.
we grew up, you know, around video games. This is what we did when we were little, man, and we're still like big fucking kids, right? So
I
like
know.
I play games, my kids play games, you know, I'll play games with them or whatever. But
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, people don't take it seriously, like you said, for the most part. But you know, I really I love playing video games, man, and like I have a huge following on social media for tattoos. That's what I'm known for on social media, basically, right? Because that's what I've been pushing for the last, you know, X amount of
Yeah,
years.
absolutely.
But so when I post stuff to do with my gaming and you know my Blue Waffle page on Twitch, you know, YouTube, stuff like that, some people are just kind of like whatever. Either they're like unfollow, delete, or whatever, which is fine. I mean, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it, don't fucking look at it. But you know, it's just like you said, passion projects. It's just stuff that we want to do, and it's one of my passion projects for sure.
Yeah, man. And I feel that a lot too, because I went through a stage where I wasn't even really posting much on social media because you know, I wanted to post some game stuff. I wanted to post all this kind of stuff. And social media wise, I always felt like I had to be a specific way, if you know what I mean. Like, I run Boss, I got to do this social media a specific way. I shouldn't be posting gaming and all this kind of stuff. But it's only been recently where I've kind of been like, you know what, like, social media. This is supposed to be about who I am and what I am, and this is something I do. So fuck it. Why wouldn't I post about it, right?
Yeah, of course, man. And like this whole the XArch thing that you started, obviously it's great. You know, I'm you know, I've got you down for as a sponsor on my Blue Waffle page and stuff.
I appreciate that. And yeah, I'll speak on that a little bit too, because I know that's what started this this conversation off a bit. And I'm sure not many people know what it is yet. But basically, we started this company, XArch Gaming, with a couple of my partners and buddies. As a passion project. You know, we game, we've bought things like G Fuel and all of that. And, you know, me being in the supplement industry as well, and knowing all the ingredients and knowing how things function, I've always been into, like, I've always wanted to create products to help people. I've wanted to do it in the supplement industry as well, which is, again, this is, we can get into that later, but it is something I'm planning on doing relatively soon. But I'm doing it first with the gaming thing. So the formula is specifically made, and it's not a cheap formula either. It's I think it's something that will actually help and benefit gamers to be better. It's got a lot of concentration and focus products in there. It's got a couple products that actually help with vision and blocking blue light, which is really cool. I don't even think any of the other competitors have that in there. But it's basically a formula that we developed to help people, help gamers be better gamers. And with that, man, we want to build a community around that, build a family around that, make everyone feel like they're part of something, part of it, because that's what, for me anyways, that's what gaming is about and what it's always been about. Community, the people you play with, and developing that kind of family within that community. And I want to replicate that with the product and the company.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's you're mentioning like about, you know, the actual product itself. So you can use this even if you're not gaming, obviously, right? I mean, you can use it for basically anything, really.
Absolutely. So it's a gaming company, which is going to be our niche. Obviously, that's what the product is developed for. But, you know, what the product can be used for, it can be for a multitude of things. Again, it blocks blue light, helps with concentration, helps with focus. So there's nothing that says you wouldn't want to take it in the morning, like even as a professional, right? Taking it before doing work, because it helps with focus, helps with concentration, and especially with people right now doing a lot of work from home, helping with the ingredients that help block blue light. It helps with sitting in front of your computer all day long. And then even past that, like, there's obviously no pump product in it like a pre-workout would have, but for focus and concentration.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that. Is it a pre-workout, right? Like, some people are not going to know, they're going to be confused, right?
Yeah, well, with the ingredients in it, yeah, it could be utilized as a pre-workout. There's no pump product in there, but like it's a straight up energy, mental focus kind of pre-workout. It would work. Yeah. Although it's more geared towards nootropics, gaming, and kind of professionals.
Yeah, of course. No, man, that's cool, man. I'm excited to try it out when it's official.
And we should have actually some samples. I'm talking to the manufacturer today. We should have some samples probably within the next 2 weeks. I hope our final samples before we create the whole product. So it should be pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man.
And we're looking at probably around a March 1st release. It's probably
Nice.
what we're going to be doing. So only a couple months away. I'm excited for it.
Nice. So obviously you're gonna pump this stuff out of Boss. I take it, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, we'll be selling it
online.
there and online. Online will probably be our biggest market, but we'll be selling it inside of Boss as well. We have people come in all the time asking for like a G Fuel and stuff like that. So
So is this something that you're just going to sell out of the one location, or is this something that's going to be available for all other Boss locations?
It'll be available for all of the Boss stores. Obviously, I don't force anyone to take anything. If the other stores believe in the product and they want to sell it, it'll be available to them.
Cool, man. That's pretty dope. So you want to talk to whoever obviously is going to be listening and watching about your empire, your boss, your baby.
My boss.
Yeah.
Shit, man. All right. Should this be the place where I tell the full story? I don't know. Is it allowed? Am I allowed yet? Is it public record? But like legit, I'll
tell us what you can
Bossman.
Anyway, right? I mean, let people know.
I'll say it without saying names. There we go. So Bossman, it's something. All right. So like basically I grew up playing sports. I grew up playing baseball. I grew up, I was drafted by the New York Mets. I played baseball in college for 4 years. So I've always been into athletics, always been into sports. So again, I've always been into fitness and nutrition and supplementation. And even through college, I would always bring it up to my dad, actually, be like, I think it'd be really cool to like own a supplement store. Right. But lo and behold, like I actually I never knew really, right, that I would end up in this situation. But I'll tell you how I did end up exactly here. Basically, all right, so this is the direction I wanted to go in. I knew I wanted to do fitness. I wanted to do something in supplementation, whatever it was. It's something I wanted to do. And I always believed that like I could do it better than anyone else. So I ended up getting, a job at a competitor's store. This is before Boss, obviously. They're a competitor now, but I ended up getting a job at a supplement store. Just to kind of get my feet in the door, learn the industry, I guess, a little bit. And even at that point, I never had the intention of opening my own store. This was just strictly like a foot into the industry. I was just here. I was just going to get a job, right? So 3 months in, I never really felt comfortable with the way they ran the business, treating. And it's a problem with a lot of this industry, treating customers more like a transaction than anything else, even if that meant like sending them out with more than they need or shit that they don't need. The more you could sell, the better. And I never operated that way when I was working for the competitor. And that ended up getting me fired. And I remember leaving there, calling my old man and being like, you know what, man, like, fuck this. Like, let's start something. I can do this better. There's money to be made in it. And I know that I can do this better. So we did. And that's kind of where the Boss brand started. Right. But shit, like for anyone looking to start their own supplement store, I'll tell you the barrier to entry is not very easy. So the trials and tribulations of that, especially because I did work for a competitor when we did want to open. They tried. So
you maybe knew some ins and outs, obviously, right? Like kind of going into it as well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
Whether you thought you were going to do better or whatever. And for the record, I stand with you on that opinion. But you obviously do, a couple things, right? Before going into it by yourself, right?
Yeah. So I knew a couple things, but we ended up, creating the Boss brand. And like I was just going to say, the people that I worked for made it very difficult. So even before we opened a store, and this is actually the first time I'll say it publicly, but again, I'm not going to say any names.
Yeah, no, of course.
I ended up getting served with $1 million lawsuit from said competitor to try to stop us from opening, because I was a former employee that was now opening a supplement store. I ended up winning that. So that didn't end up going through. And then we did open. And then the next thing that I encountered was probably 3/4 of the distributors and the brands would not sell to us. I later found out that said competitor sent an email to all these distributors going, don't sell to these guys. So when we first opened, we had almost barely any access to any brands. We were basically like the Muscle Farm store is kind of what it was. Like fucking, you can look, I can send you old pictures and it looks like the entire store is Muscle Farm, you know, but I didn't let that stop me, because, you know, the thing that I always believed in, and I still believe to this day, it doesn't really matter what products you sell. It's the service and experience that you give. Like, it doesn't matter what brands are there, because we can find, there's tons of brands that make quality product, right? And we can always find something to fit the needs of the customer. And especially if you're putting that customer first approach instead of treating everyone like a transaction, you build that trust. And that's kind of where we started, with building trust and building community. I remember very specifically working with, actually, Matt Gulia was like my first employee, right? Me and him worked together, and our thing was like, when people came in, they would come looking for specific things. We would ask questions. We would help them out with exactly what they needed. And a lot of the time we'd actually send them out with less product than they originally came in for, which always seemed to blow people's minds. But that's kind of what we were all about. We'd go like, no, listen, like, you're coming in, this is what you want to do. You don't need all this. You need this. Start here. You know, we'll see how this works. Come back in a month. We'll see how it's working for you. Maybe we'll change things up. Maybe we'll add something then, but there's no reason to start with an overabundance of product, push you at the door, and then you take that home, you start taking it, and then you go, I don't know what's doing what, or what the fuck is working, right?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying there, that point that you just brought up. Like the same goes for me in my shop, or, you know, anywhere I've worked. Like me as an individual artist, you know, I got people that will come in and talk to me and say, hey, you know, I want a tattoo on the finger, you know, or the inside of the finger, or something that I know that's just not going to last. It's going to have to be touched up, you know, 2-3 times. I basically tell them, you know, if I do this for you, this is me just basically taking your fucking money, and I'm going to keep taking money because of the touch ups and all this other shit. So it's basically, I tell them you're wasting your money. So I don't really want to do that. So they would rather leave the shop. I would rather them leave the shop without even paying me. And again, it sounds stupid. They're not giving me any business, but they're going to come back, you know, after,
because it builds that trust, and it's a level of
right?
Exactly. And it builds that level. It's integrity is what it is. Right. And especially with business now, and especially small business, you have to keep that high integrity. You can't be weaselly and try to stiff people out of money, because, you know, it doesn't work long term. You know, doing that, you might have some success right off the bat by treating customers transactionally. You might,
but it doesn't take long for people to spread the word that you're a fucking piece
exactly,
of shit.
and it exactly, and it will never work long term. It just doesn't. Like, when you're building a business now, and this has always been my motto, and the whole reason I started Boss Again was, you get into a business, you want to help people, right? You build a business on helping people. So every single person that comes into our store, I want them to leave feeling good, feeling like, you know, they're walking out a better person with more knowledge, and walking out with products that they know are going to help them reach whatever goal they're trying to help reach. Which is why also, like, I teach all of our employees. So for example, this is a big thing that I try to pass down through Boss. So if you have a customer that comes in and goes, I want a fat burner, can you show me the fat burners? The absolute wrong thing to do is take that customer and show them the fat burners, which is a lot of the problems with the industry, because that's what most employees just do. Hey, I want a fat burner. All right, here's the fat burners. I teach all of our employees to go, you know, just stop for a second and go, well, like, what are your goals? What are you actually trying to accomplish, right? Because without asking those questions, you don't know what your client or what your customer is trying to achieve. So how do you know if the fat burner is actually what they need?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
So
I understand.
we're always trying to do stuff like that. The customer service, the customer experience, and making sure people have the knowledge and walk out, knowing that, they walked out better. That they have stuff that's going to help them achieve their goals.
Yeah, well, you're giving them, like I just said a minute ago, you're giving them a little bit of knowledge too, right?
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
not just, it's not like just walking in and just being like, I want this. Okay, here you go, and fucking leave, right? You're forming some kind of, I'm not gonna say relationship, but a sense of
But it is. That's exactly
right?
what it is. It's relationship building, and that's what you want. You want to create community and create relationships and build trust. It's not just about
makes your
selling
business look more
product.
professional too, right? Especially
Yeah,
when your employees are operating the same way, essentially, right?
Absolutely. And it's not about, it's got to be always less about selling product, more about helping people.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. That's good that you do that for sure. I mean, before I actually knew you, like I knew you a little bit, obviously, but when I started going into your store, that's the vibe I got, right off the hop. Was it, it wasn't just, here you go, fucking K, give me your money, beat it.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah. You felt welcomed and stuff like that. Right. And Christ, I don't remember who would have helped me at the time. And, just very informative, just explaining, okay, hey man, like I say, I go in for a protein. Okay. These are the kind of proteins we got. These are animal based. These are whey. These are isolates, whatever the fuck. Right. So
absolutely,
and it was great. So hence why
that's
I'm here.
It's gotta be. I appreciate it, man. And we've grown a pretty good friendship out of this buddy. In the last, what has it been, year, 2 years?
Yeah, a few years for sure. I don't know.
It's been good, man.
So, tattoos. Obviously, I've done a couple small little tattoos on you before. And,
you have? Should I show it? Should I get up here and show it?
You give her, yeah.
You guys
got that one on your ass cheek, yeah.
And no, not the ass cheek. That's my World of Warcraft horde tattoo. Yeah. So when we talk about being into gaming again, yeah, I have a World of Warcraft tattoo on my shin.
Yes, and for those of you who don't know, he's a WoW player.
Yeah, I am. 15 years and going. I don't know, man. I can't get off it. It's my game, I guess.
So you've obviously got a sleeve and stuff too. You got some more work done, and we're gonna do some more work on you in the future. But the sleeve you have right now, obviously, I haven't been working on it, which is totally fine. I don't. If you want to explain, where you got it, I'm not necessarily saying the shop or whatever, but you go ahead and shop, artists don't care, and what it meant to you to get the artwork that you got on you.
The artwork that I got on me. So my style, like since this has been for years now, trash polka, always been my thing. That's the style I've wanted. That's the style I've waited to get, and that's the style I want to continue to get. And there's just something about it that's it's dark and grungy, and it just kind of looks almost, if it's done right, it can be, even though it's heavy hitting, it can also be emotional at the same time. You know what I mean? If it's done right. So my first sleeve, like the first on the outside of the arm, was done by Chaba Joe down at Timeless Ink. He did a fantastic job. So it says, so I guess I'll explain the tattoo. I guess first it's the words on it are "be without fear." So that's the first kind of thing that I put on me, because it's it's almost like a, honestly, I'll be perfectly honest. It came from a Behemoth song, so I'm a heavy metal guy too, right? Yep. But listening to that song, and even like I've derived my own meaning from that, "be without fear," just about life in general, like going through business, relationships, everything. Like you have to, approach things without being necessarily
be without fear.
Be without fear.
Yeah.
Like obviously, don't be reckless, but but be without fear. It means don't hold any reservations. You don't want to wake up one day when you're 70 and go, shit, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. So I try to live my life completely with the ability to rid myself of those. I never want to look back and go, I should have done this, or if I would have done this, would I be here? So everything, even if it scares me, if I believe that it's something that's going to progress and push me forward, I don't let any sort of fear or reservations hold me back from doing it. Like, I believe enough in myself that I just go, fuck it, let's push forward with that, right? So that's kind of where the meaning of the tattoo came from. And yeah, I got it done Chaba Joe at Timeless Ink down in Toronto.
And you got your WoW tattoo done by me, and you're all matchy with Mr. DePrado.
Exactly. Jordan, shout out to another WoW buddy. I'm converting the whole crew to World of Warcraft. That's what we're doing.
Almost. You tried to get me. And
I tried to get you.
I got my feet.
It's not working. And I don't think I'll ever get Tori either, but that's all right. I got everyone else. I
saw him in Discord not long ago, for fuck's sakes. He was gaming with you guys. But I don't know. I tried WoW, man, and I like it. I do, but I don't know. I can't see myself maining that game, dude. I'm all about the FPS, the shooters.
And
a huge Tarkov guy, man.
I'll be perfectly honest. If I could switch to become a first-person shooter and FPS guy, I'd probably do that. It requires significantly less time investment, and that's like the one problem with WoW. It's like it never ends. It's never gonna end
monthly to fucking play it on top of the purchase of the fucking game too.
Yeah, but WoW never ends. Literally, like every single week, I'm like, all right, well, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, and I gotta stay caught up. So it's a never-ending cycle of 15 years now.
You know what I gotta do every time I play Tarkov or Battlefield or whatever fucking games I'm playing?
What's that?
Is I log on and I just say I'm going in to fucking kill people, and that's it.
There you go. I know, and that's the greatest thing too, is that you go, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna kill people for an hour, and then I'm gonna fuck off. And I'm gonna do whatever the hell else I want. For me, exactly. I'm like, now I gotta log in, I gotta do all these things, and I'm probably not gonna have time to finish them, so I have to go back to it tomorrow.
Yeah, up all hours of the night, up early in the morning. I see you on Discord, and I even see your name lit up green on the fucking Discord too. So,
hey, don't judge. That's usually only in release.
I don't fucking
release
judge.
2 weeks.
Yeah. So, all right, man. So, with what you can say about it anyway, without, giving anything away or spoiling anything or, letting cats out of the bag, whatever, do you have any future plans for Boss Supplements itself and or XArch Gaming?
In reference to for XArch Gaming, we have a lot of plans for it actually, but we are literally we're just starting. So my plan with that is get this guy off the ground, get it running, build as much community as we can. In terms of Boss, yeah, man, this has been Boss has been my baby forever. I love the brand more than anything. A deep connection to the brand and the community and the family that we've built. And I know I alluded to, I kind of talked about how I perceive business and how I do business and kind of what I believe in terms of business, but without giving anything away. We do have a lot of plans for the Boss brand to come out with some really cool, really new stuff that replicates that same vision that I want to carry forward throughout the brand, meaning, helping people become better, helping people believe in themselves more, helping people become, the best version of themselves. So that's what this whole brand is about. That's what I built Boss on. And, I got some ideas and some things I'm working on right now that I don't want to, I'm not going to divulge right now, but they're all built on that framework. And so I'm hoping within the next 6 months, we'll be able to get some of the stuff that I want to get going. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. And I think our community, the people involved with the brand will really like it as well.
Nice, man. I'm really excited to see what you guys got in store. Like I said, I'm always repping your guys' shit, and your products, your clothing line. I gotta say, man, more than half of my wardrobe is is Boss Supplements gear.
I appreciate it, man. And
it's not even just a rep for you guys. Obviously, that has something to do with it, but it's comfortable as shit.
I appreciate that.
I have been going to the gym solid now for quite some time, and I'm, kind of fit, kind of fat, one of those things, right? But I enjoy my food. But I've lost a lot of weight off of my waist. That none of my fucking jeans fit anymore. None of my fucking just pants that are not track pants. They don't fucking fit anymore, half of them, right? And I'm just too fucking lazy of an idiot to go and buy some more shit. So I've been wearing a lot of track pants and shit. You guys actually just came out with a pair of track pants. Dope as hell, by the way. Your t-shirts, your sweaters. Obviously, my t-shirt under here is a
That's awesome, dude. I love it.
Toques. It's comfortable shit, man, and it looks really nice. And you guys got your shit together. And
I appreciate that. And with that being said, I want to give a shout out to my fiance, actually, Alicia. She's taken over the apparel. Like,
why isn't she on here talking with you?
I could get her on if you want. But
that's up to you.
She's upstairs. If we take a pause, I could bring her on. But I did want to say, like, she's taken over the apparel almost 100%, and since she's done that, it's she's been killing it. Like, the stuff's comfortable. The releases are great. They're fantastic. And I'm really proud of what she's done and, how far she's been able to take this. And I'm excited to see how far her and myself can take it past this.
Yeah. But, even on your guys' socials, with regards to releasing your new clothing line, whether it's a new shirt or a new, new design, new whatever, your socials, you guys are on top of that shit, man. And me being me, like my industry, and us having to stay on top of socials with our online portfolios nowadays, everything's digital, right? I've explained this before in a previous podcast, but me being all over my socials and constantly online, uploading stories, new pics to Instagram, Facebook, all this other shit. You guys are on top of it, man. And you guys are always in the top of my newsfeed. And
it's crazy, right? And it's hard. It's hard to do as well. Like, I suck at social media, and
dude, it's almost like you need somebody permanently on a fucking payroll just to stay
I know. We do, man. Because even right now, like, Alicia has taken the responsibility of doing those social medias, and like, fuck, dude, her screen time daily it's disgusting. It's so much. It's so hard, man. Oh yeah, and we're getting to the point where I'm like, I want to hire someone or even a couple people to, like, a team to run the social media, but it's also then it's hard to give that up because we want to keep our voice, right? Like, we want that consistency, like what we have been developing. It's hard to hand it over to someone that doesn't understand the brand. So, like, we wouldn't be able to do that. Like, if we were going to hand it over and hire someone, it would have to be someone that understands, that has been part of the brand.
Yeah, period. Someone like in-house type sort of deal, right? Obviously,
someone in-house.
Trust too, right?
Yeah, because we would never be able to hand it over to a company and have just some random company, because that would change the whole voice and the whole feel of the company. And I'm not willing to do that. I would rather us put in all the extra hours and do it ourselves rather than to see that change. Yeah,
like I said, it would almost be like having to put somebody on a payroll, right? And you're putting your trust into them, your whole company, and your trust, everything, putting them on a payroll, and then. It's easy to sabotage somebody too, right? I mean, this has happened
absolutely, man.
In the past to a business I know, a local business, and they gave it like their passwords, all this other shit to somebody, and trusted them, and turns out they fucking locked them out of their socials. They basically sabotaged their online shit. But this was probably a couple of years before the whole online thing kind of took over, right? So this is going back a while ago, but still. And it's fucking horseshit. But so
I'm gonna take 1 second. I gotta reopen this window, man. I am This room is just like, fuck.
I got no windows in my room, bro.
Oh, look, man, all the heat, like, just somehow piles into this room, and I'm dying.
Well, you got your heat from your PC, all that other shit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and then look at this. I got my fucking bench and shit.
The weight set up
because of the goddamn COVID. And I got to put a fan in here, so it's just like, fuck, man, it gets hot. But your social with your business, so you guys are on top of that so much, and I know that I don't know if you personally do any of that. You said Lee does most of it, right? So how's
Alicia handles most of it.
Your personal social media.
My personal social media has almost been completely non-existent for so long now, and I know even Alicia gets on my ass like you got to post, like people want to see you, people want to see what we're doing, and I sit there myself and I'm like, no one wants to fucking see what I'm doing. Who gives a shit, right? But it's even
they do
but even like, so even beyond that, and especially even like through this whole COVID thing, I've had a lot of changes in my mindset as well. Like I think I said it closer to the beginning of the podcast, was in regards to social media. I always felt like I had to be a certain way, you know what I mean? Like I was a representation of this brand, so I had to be the representation of this brand, and I felt like I couldn't be I felt like I couldn't be authentic because I thought I'd have to filter myself and all that, right? So like I'm never going to do that. I can't do it. So I just stopped posting completely. And I know even like before I archived all my posts, because all my posts previously were, I've changed a lot since then, and even my mindset on everything, and especially like after what would be 8 or 9 months through COVID and stuff right now, my whole mindset on business and life in general has changed, I guess, a little bit. Even with so like I'll explain that a little bit. Like, so all my posts before were motivational and like, fuck this, work hard, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I'll ever stop working hard, but I've seen through COVID and everything, I've seen how easily everything can be taken from you and taken from some people. So and we've done pretty well through it all, but even then it's hard to sit there now and try to throw out content that's like, oh, if you work hard, you'll make it. If you'll do this, like, and you'll be successful, because look at everything, man. Like,
well, COVID's gonna. I don't want to get into politics or anything, but COVID's taking a shit on everybody right now, right?
Yeah, and I could see how easily some things can be taken from people. So even with my business mindset, I've turned a lot to even going, like I said, I never stop working hard, never stop building brands and putting that effort forward. But my mindset has changed a lot more from fuck, I got to be the richest guy ever. I got to succeed and I got to kill everyone. It's been more now about fuck, I want to see all the people around me succeed. I want to see everyone around me be happy. I want to be happy myself. And while building these brands, I want to make sure that I'm building them in a way that I can provide opportunity and provide jobs to people within the community. Like, that's kind of, I've always been about that, but like significantly more now than everything. I'm not like, I need to be king of the hill and I need to kill everyone and dominate everything. It's about, I want to be happy. You know what I mean? Because I think that's more important. Like, we only live once. And so I've started posting again a little bit. And again, so I was saying, like, even through COVID, I kind of was sitting there like, what am I supposed to be? And then I just woke up one day and I went, I'm just gonna be. So I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna start trying to put myself out there a little more. Start posting a little more about what we're doing. I know Alicia wants to start a YouTube kind of about just day in the life type of stuff, right?
Well, me and you have already spoke about shit like 100%. That too, right? About content creation and stuff like that too. And another thing I spoke to you about the other day when we were on the phone was 75 Hard. A book by Andy Frisella, I believe his name is, right?
That's a guy that I've looked up to for a long time now.
Yeah, so I've never heard of him until you actually, and reading this book, and the book is very motivational. But you know what? I've read motivational books before. I've watched motivational speeches on YouTube and whatever else, right? And there's something about the 75 Hard that is actually kind of eye-opening in a sense, man, where it makes you be like, fuck, okay, I should and I can get out and do this, right? And
well, like when I gave you that book, when I was like, all right, like I want you to read this because I think you were going through the kind of the same mental shit as me as well, and it's because it's more about all those other motivational books and podcasts or whatever. They're motivational, and then that's it. It gets you hyped up. You're like, yeah, I feel good, and you feel good for how long, right? Like the whole 75 hard thing. It's more about, here's a process on how you become this person that you want to be.
Yeah. And what I find too, that even fucking since I've been reading this book, since I've read this book, there's certain things that are said and mentioned in this book that actually stick in my fucking head. And like, since it's been read days later, a week later, whatever the case may be, I still, during the day, I could be fucking in the middle of tattooing. I could be in the middle of fucking dropping deuce, anything. And all of a sudden, boom, I just think of something that was fucking mentioned in the book. Right. And it's just, I don't know, man. And I suggest people, pick up that book or whatever, man. And I'm not trying to make a sale for this guy. I'm telling you, like, if you're, if you need, or maybe feel like you want that kind of motivational kick in the pants to, either do something with,
and it's not
financial, physically, mentally, something like that. This book is good, man.
That's what I mean. It's, I tried the program once and I ended up failing it. I think after 4 weeks, and I don't even remember why I stopped, but it's not like I couldn't get through it. It's almost
back
like my
to
brain
square
just
one,
went,
buddy.
Fuck it, right?
One. Yeah.
And that's why I know I was talking to you about it the other day. I'm like, fuck, man, like while I was doing that program, even though it's, and it's not a fitness program, which is, we'll reiterate that again, right? It's more of a mental toughness program. When I was doing that, that was the best I've ever felt in a long time. Physically, because I started working out hard again, but even mentally, right? It's that doing hard shit that you don't want to do on a consistent basis. It builds mental toughness, and it makes you feel good.
You know what? I was just about to say that, man. And it makes you feel good. Like, I can sit here and read a chapter of that book and like say chapter 8, chapter 10, whatever the case, right after one chapter, and put the book down and be like, holy fuck. Right. And then you sit there in your head for the next 20 minutes thinking to yourself, man, like he makes it seem so easy, but it's not. But he's also, stressing the fact that it's not fucking easy. Hence why it's called 75 hard. Right. But it's like, why can't I, get out and do this shit? Or why shouldn't I? Or, why haven't I? So it's crazy when you hear somebody else's story and stuff. Right. And like I said, it stands out to me. It stands out from every other motivational book or speaker or whatever the fuck. Right. And I'm sure a lot of them are great, but for me, this one stood out a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like
you wanted to do it. I want to do it. We said, fuck it. Let's do it together. Fuck it. Let's do this 75 hard.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like I was just going to bring that up. I was like, let's do it again. And it's probably like doing it with someone else that's actually doing the program. And when I mean doing the program, I mean doing the actual
the program.
program.
Yeah. Like you fuck up, you start from day one again, right?
Even you don't accomplish one of those tasks. You start from fucking day
if
one.
If anybody listening or watching is gonna, actually pick up the book or whatever, is interested in it, then you'll understand when we say, day 69, if you fuck up, you're starting back from fucking day one again.
Yeah. And I would like to say as well, like if anyone does decide to pick up the book and decides to go through with the program, and wants to do the program, never cheat yourself. Never go, I forgot that, but that wasn't important, so I'm just going to continue with the day forward. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If you're going to do the program, you do the program. Because I think, and I think it teaches you that a little bit too. Like, don't lie to yourself. Like, what's the point in lying to yourself and like, pretending that you did it when you know you did it? Because the only person that's losing out at the end of the day is you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. But I'm down to do it again. If you're down to do it.
No, I am totally. I think the only problem is right now is the 2-a-days at the gym because of this whole fucking lockdown bullshit. Right. So we got to kind of wait for that to fucking, piss off. And then
I agree.
Then we can do the 2-a-days. And I don't mind going out in the blistering cold, going jogging.
I don't care either, man. I'll get it done. I'll pull. I got like a recumbent bike. I'll just pull it outside on the driveway and I'll ride on it and look like an asshole in front of all the neighbors. But it'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
Whatever works, right?
So again, I know you're a busy guy. I'm not going to keep you much longer. But the one
no worries.
I want to ask you, which I am not asking you for me because I already know I've spoken to you about this before. it's more or less for anybody who's interested in knowing that's watching is since this bullshit COVID pandemic thing, and yes, every fucking podcast I've had so far, I have to mention it because, you know, it's happening and it's a world thing right now. And, you know, you being a young entrepreneur like myself, local business owner, a friend, I've got to ask, man. And, you know, and it's with Boss, I'm not going to say XArch Gaming, but with Boss Supplements, you having a storefront, multiple storefronts, multiple owners, whatever the case, retail, how has the fucking pandemic pissed your business off? You know, how are you going through this shit with your business?
Well, obviously, through the last one, we were on complete shutdown, which looks like we're heading into that again. It's hard. We ended up doing pretty good through it all, honestly, and so we had to change almost the entire way we did business, right? So when you're looking at we're a brick and mortar store, we sell supplements. Now you're going, all right, well, now our stores are closed. Now what the fuck do we do? So I sat there just trying to think of ideas, and I forgot how it came to me, but I went, okay, well, why don't I give every single one of my stores the opportunity to have their own web presence, right? So we gave everyone the ability to have their own Shopify stores. So these Shopify stores are within your district, and they're attached to our main site through like location.bosssupplements.com. And so customers are able to go on there and order for pickup, order for curbside pickup, order for free local delivery. We actually run deliveries every day at 5 p.m. around town for free, over $50. So same day delivery. So that's kind of what we had to change to. I know we were shut down for almost 3 months, but you know, we were able to pull it together and do a pretty good job. And you know, all the stores that jumped on that web presence were able to pull through the whole COVID thing. And you know, it for us, it was about adaptation, right? So we went, we're here now. What do we do for this whole new structure? Like how are we going to get through this and do things differently than anyone else is doing it? So that's what we did personally, and it's gotten us through this whole thing. And again, like when we're going into this gray zone again, we're going to be pushing hard on local delivery and curbside pickup. You know, we also got a cell phone at the store where people can text message us, where we respond daily. We're responding on DMs, helping people with any questions, any fitness or supplement related questions. So we're trying to be very active and, you know, be there for the community always. And I know even through this whole COVID thing, like us being able to adapt, like we've been pretty lucky with that. I know a lot of businesses, like it's hard. And sometimes you're unable to do it, which is why I'll even reference what I was saying previously, which is why like my whole mindset on everything has changed a little bit, because I see how easily things can be taken from people on a whim. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Like my shop, obviously, you know, any artists or whatever that are going to watch this and shit like that, like they know that being a tattoo shop, you shut down in the gray zone.
that's it.
You know, so I'm going to be facing my second shutdown here this week coming up, and it's horseshit, man. But I'm glad you guys are at least, you know, getting through this shit for sure.
Yeah, man, absolutely, best we can.
But one last thing I just want to touch base on with, and I'll let you go, is gyms.
Yeah.
So
Gyms.
Obviously you are friends with Ryan Hawks as well.
Yes, sir.
And you know, owner of Athletic Culture. So what's your thoughts on gyms wanting to stay open, or do you think they should be open during a pandemic? Obviously, with
absolutely. So I'll jump right into that, man.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll that touches on us too. Like, I don't know of any gym that's been like, I'll say this a little bit better. The gyms, especially Athletic Culture, that is the absolute cleanest place that you could ever go to. The fact that they're shutting that down, the outlet for people to get healthy, feel good. It's an outlet. It helps with people's mental
Mental
health. Like,
health. Yeah.
you're shutting down the gyms, but the LCBO, the fucking weed stores, fucking Walmart, Costco, and McDonald's
Well, man,
somehow
I
they're
get it with
essential.
I get it with the whole grocery store thing. People got to eat.
Yeah, well,
You know,
absolutely.
the liquor stores, I think it's fucking stupid. But again, they're looking at it probably with people because of their addictions, right?
Addictions,
Alcohol
yeah,
and stuff like that. But
but then even that being said, though, the gyms are less filled than any of those places at all times. They have the absolute best cleaning protocols. Like, you walk in athletic culture, you're handed a bottle and a towel with disinfectant, and you're wiping everything down every time. You think when you're going through
shop, same thing.
Right, you don't see employees walking around Walmart spraying everything down after everyone touches it. So the fact that they're taking that away from people and taking those outlets away, especially when they're shutting everything down, we know what's going to happen with mental health. It's going to take a shit. And those gyms are an outlet for that, and that helps people stay sane, stay healthy. And the fact that they take that away,
no, man, I agree. I've been saying the same thing.
Crazy,
with the mental health part of it. The staying
especially
healthy
this time around, man. Like, it's we're not even in January now. I know they say the shutdown is going to be 28 days or whatever, but Toronto got extended. We're gonna fucking get extended, and this is going to carry on till God knows when.
Well, there's a new fucking strain out now. There's COVID fucking 20. There's mutated fucking bullshit now, right?
Yeah.
Isn't there? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. And it's all fucking, it's all ridiculous. But
we'll keep the politics out of it.
Long story. I don't want to get into politics. Long story short, though, gyms should and need to be open for people's well-being and for people's mental health, especially with this long ass winter where it fucking gets dark at goddamn 4:30. It's going to hit hard on people, and this shutdown is going to hit hard on people. And those gyms should be essential strictly from a mental health perspective. And sorry for hitting my desk again.
No, it's fine. And, actually, you just said that they should be open strictly for a mental health thing, which is important. Because I'm just going to say here, with suicide rates, especially now, right, with mental health, people going fucking nuts. So they want to keep the weed stores or whatever the fuck, the LCBOs open and stuff
for people's mental health because of addiction,
right? So isn't that kind of like I don't know how you would say this, maybe like a double-edged sword or something? Like, how the fuck is this? Did you get what I'm saying though?
I do, and I have my own thoughts on it, but again,
I know I keep
no politics for me.
Yeah, I keep going back into this shit. It's a touchy subject, and I think if you know me personally, you know my thoughts on this shit,
and you know my thoughts on it as well.
I just don't want to make this
make the show about it.
100%,
man. But
anyways,
the fact that those are open from a mental health perspective, for what they say, the fact that they're closing gyms, like, that's the biggest outlet for mental health. That's the one thing that you can do every day is get some exercise, and it's proven scientifically that helps with your well-being and helps with your mental health. And they're going to keep that shut down.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I know. So, I guess I know, again, I don't want to keep you forever. So your tattoos, obviously this is a show about, tattoos and everything that kind of comes with it. And like I said at the beginning, this episode is obviously going to be a little bit different. You've got a lot that comes with you. You got a lot of baggage, your boss, your XArch, you got a lot of shit happening in your life that I wanted to, talk to you about. And, there's some stuff obviously that I already know that I've asked you, and it's going to let people know that are watching this, kind of your side of the story. And we touch base loosely on the tattoos, and obviously we're going to keep getting into some more tattoos in the future. And, obviously there's going to be some with me, there's going to be some with some other artists and stuff. And, you're a collector, that's what you do, right? That's what people do. They collect art from other artists and shit. But, man. But anyways, it was awesome to have you on here, man. And I'd like to do maybe a second episode with you and Lee at some point. Let's
do it, man. Schedule it in anytime, man. We're always good.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Well, we're not always good, but I'll make.
I know you're a busy fucking guy. I'll get it. Yeah. We'll come up.
It's legit though, man. Anytime you want. I appreciate you having me on and doing this as well. I mean, I've talked to you about. I've wanted to actually do my own podcast forever, but I've just never.
You know
done
what,
it.
man?
So this is my first time doing it, and it's my first step into this.
But you're on the receiving end of it right now, meaning I'm the one asking you questions essentially, right? Because
which is probably the easier part.
I don't know, man. I'm not good under spotlights, man, on camera, microphones, shit like that. I fucking hate it. But
me neither, man. But it's something that, I've always wanted to get better at, and I've always wanted to do it. And the only way to do it is to do it.
Yeah, you just gotta grab it and just do it, man. And I'm finding me doing this, whether it's with people I know personally or kind of acquaintance or don't know. I mean, it's helping me get over that fucking almost 40 years of fear. I was at my best friend's wedding years ago, and I had to give a best man speech, and I'm like, reading from fucking, cue cards and shit. And I sounded like,
bro, I get it. I feel the exact same way. So, being on here, even though it's like it's almost out of character, right? But it's part of that character that I want to build up and be able to progress that forward and do it better.
Well, you know what? You need that kick in the pants. Just fucking do it, man. And like I said,
thanks, buddy.
And I've mentioned it before, I'll mention it now, and I'll keep mentioning it. My first episode was with Ryan Hawks. We just talked about him, and he's the reason why I started doing this, right? That's awesome. He's the one that pushed me. I'm here. I'm forever grateful for it. He's an awesome dude. And, I'm going to get into a second episode with him at some point too.
Awesome, man.
He's always got, some inspirational words and stuff like that.
Absolutely, man. He's one of the best guys we have in our community.
Absolutely.
Especially the fitness community, man. He's great. The facility he is built is great. And I'll keep supporting him through thick and thin as much as I can through this entire COVID experience. So
he's actually my last tattoo before second shutdown. So he's in with me on Wednesday.
Murder it for
his
him, man.
Cover-ups are pretty much finished, and now it's just, fresh pieces from here on out, man. I'm super excited for him. So.
I love it. But yeah, man. Thank you again for
no problem. Thank you.
On.
All right, brother.
Absolutely.
I'll talk to you
buddy.
shortly. All right, love you, bro.
All right, later.